are still here!
Hello and welcome to I've Seen Everything, where the name is ironic and the reactions are... Hi everyone, my name's Andrew and welcome to yet another movie reaction out here on the ISE channel, and we are here today to continue our journey through the Matrix franchise, and we enter immediately after the bright period, as most people agree, what a lot of people think of as the dark period. I don't feel that way about the Matrix franchise. Again, this is revisiting all of it for me. I've seen all of these movies, but although I would like to say that I have not seen them all together since the fourth one came out, and that's what we're doing here. I will admit that these movies had a slightly different feel, went some different directions. As I did in the last video, I would be interested to hear in the comments if you have problems with these movies. The Matrix Reloaded, The Matrix Revolutions, even The Matrix Resurrections, even the Animatrix, whatever. Let me know what you think about the Matrix franchise and why. If you have problems with these movies, why? I just remember that when the first Matrix movie came out, being so excited, everybody was so excited, kind of took the world by storm, people didn't expect it, and you could tell the studio immediately wanted to get more movies out. But it took them almost 4 years to get anything else out other than some of the short films from the Animatrix, which, by the way, I have also gone ahead and done a reaction to the Animatrix. It's a Patreon exclusive. It is available up over on the Patreon right now. You can go watch, and I would strongly recommend you do, because for those of you who don't know, those of you who are unfamiliar, there is all kinds of very important lore in the Animatrix, especially the Second Renaissance. The two-part short film of the Second Renaissance is the entire origin story of how the world got from the world we know to the world of the Matrix, and it is not what you think it is. If you don't know that story, go watch, and there's lots of other good stuff in there too. From 1999 to 2003, all there was the first movie, and then all of a sudden in 2003 they completed the franchise all in the same year. But overall, I really do enjoy these movies. I enjoy how it expands out the world, how it expands out things we've already seen in the first movie. But seriously, whatever issues you may have, I'm interested to hear about them in the comments, and let's go ahead and watch through this together and experience it once again. So before we get going, I want to be sure to invite you to check out the Patreon. The full-length reaction to this movie is available over on the Patreon right now. There's other full-length movie reactions over there, including the Animatrix, as I said. There's exclusive television show reactions over there, all kinds of stuff. I hope you go over and check it out and consider becoming a patron. Any support that you offer over there or over here is always greatly appreciated. And speaking of over here, if you'd be so kind as to go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, click the bell so you can see when I'm putting out new videos. And that is it, folks. That's all I have to say. Let us get to watching 2003's The Matrix Reloaded. Here we go. It all starts with a single line of code, doesn't it? How many people had this screensaver? I know I did.
See you tomorrow.
Oh, I forgot. We did have a bit of a Tarantino thing. Meant to describe showing something that happens later and then jumping back to the beginning. I mean, one thing you gotta give Trinity is she knows how to make an entrance. Yeah, it's a little unfair. The agent can just jump out and have this gunfight because he's not concerned about dying, whereas she needs to be. Yeah, I remembered about halfway through the mid-air gunfight, it's like, oh yeah, he's having nightmares about her dying. Crazy that this is our introduction to Zion. I forget, or maybe it's not. Maybe they're still on the ship. Yep, they're still on the ship. I was going to say, I didn't think that's how we were introduced to Zion in this movie.
I must ask you to do one thing, to trust me.
Yes, sir. I will, sir. I mean, I do, sir.
Yeah, I forgot. They had a tank killed off screen, basically. I wonder if he died from his wounds.
Still can't sleep. You want to talk?
They're just dreams.
Yeah, how do you tell the person you love that you're dreaming about them dying? It's a hard thing to face.
The machines are digging.
How fast are they moving?
Control estimates their descent at 100 meters an hour. We'll evacuate broadcast level and return to Zion.
I know Will Smith was supposed to be in The Matrix, but I'm trying to remember. I feel like I heard somebody else was supposed to have Jada Pinkett Smith's role. I felt like they had somebody else in mind for that role before she was cast.
Some of you believe as I believe, some of you do not. But those of you that do know, we are nearing the end of our struggle. The prophecy will be fulfilled soon.
Yeah. This is where we get into some of the lore that, again, similar to like Star Wars, where the Force is like this kind of religious thing and not everyone believes it. For the people who don't believe this, they think what he's saying is mumbo jumbo, basically. He's out of his mind.
I have something for him. A gift.
I do kind of like what they're doing to Smith, making him a boogeyman a little bit.
The meeting is over. Retreat to your exits. Agents are coming.
Agent.
Go.
And so now we have, again, established in this position that he's the only one who can stand up to the agents. Although none of them are Agent Smith.
How you fellas?
It's him.
The anomaly. Do we proceed? Yes. He is still only human.
I didn't recognize him until now. That is awesome. This guy is a well-known stuntman, and ironically, he and Keanu work again together in John Wick.
That one is expected? Yes. It's happening exactly as before. Well, not exactly.
Yeah, that's a little freaky. So now you're thinking, oh, there's two of them? If only there was only two of them. That would be far more manageable. And oh yeah, Neo can just fly whenever he wants to now. I forgot. The Oracle basically had gone missing, at least as of the beginning of this movie.
This is the Nebuchadnezzar on approach, requesting access through Gate 3.
This is Zion Control, requesting immediate stand down of arms at Gate 3.
Wow. I know they're jacked in, but that's a pretty cool interface for them to run their computers and their docking system and all of that. Yeah, I don't feel like they show you things like this in this kind of detail unless there's a good reason, and there is. Because they're going to show you how it's supposed to work, and then they show you what happens when everything falls apart. This already does not look very welcoming.
I'm just here to keep the peace.
Commander Locke demands, requests your immediate counsel, sir.
That guy came in with all kinds of attitude. Apparently Mifune is somebody who's well enough respected that he can, as he said, keep the peace.
Neo!
This is another one.
It's great to have you back.
Thanks. It's good to be back.
Can I carry that for you, Neo?
I can carry mine back.
You can carry these.
I didn't mention on the Animatrix, again, if you haven't seen it, there's a short film called Kid Story. They call him Kid. They give the whole story about how he gets rescued from the Matrix.
You saved me.
You saved yourself.
And if you don't know, there's a reason he keeps framing it that way, that you saved yourself.
I don't care about oracles or prophecies or messiahs. I care about stopping that army from destroying this city.
Yeah, see, to people who don't believe, he's a fanatic, like a religious fanatic.
There is only one way to save our city. Neo. God damn it, Morpheus. Not everyone believes what you believe.
My beliefs do not require them to.
Really setting Neo up as kind of a Jesus figure, but again, as I said in the last reaction, how many times have we seen that before? Somebody put in the position of the savior or the one, or however you want to phrase it.
See you soon? Hopefully not too soon. These two got things to do.
Link's a real one. Had enough foresight to give them some privacy.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
I am if you're thinking this elevator's too damn slow.
I mean, yeah, I get it, but like, they had a room together on the ship too. I mean, it's not like they haven't had any chance to be alone. Neo truly as a figure of worship, these being the other faithful that follow the belief that Morpheus does.
I have a son, Jacob, aboard the Gnosis. Please, watch over him.
I'll try.
I have a daughter on the Icarus. They need you.
I need you.
I know. There's time.
You know, however you feel about it, there is something to people who have lived in such hard conditions and who have struggled. The idea of having something to believe in, something that gives you hope. It's hard to be mad at that if it helps someone, you know.
Hey, Cass. Good to have you home, Link.
Good to be home.
I know she's either Tank or Dozer's wife. I can't remember.
Out the door. Both of you march.
And those would be whoever it is as kids, which is also heartbreaking.
If Dozer knew how I felt, he wouldn't have asked you to do this.
I made a promise, and some promises can't be unmade.
Dozer. I mean, to be fair, it was all family. Dozer and Tank were brothers.
I lost 2 brothers to that ship, Link. I'm afraid it's gonna take you too.
It won't.
Link, Morpheus is crazy.
But Tank and Dozer believed him. I'm starting to believe him too.
Yeah. It's also completely understandable to not believe. Already don't have very much and you lost so much. Imagine your spouse is on the ship that you lost 2 family members to. You'd be terrified.
I stand here, truthfully, unafraid. Why? Because I believe something you do not? No!
This is actually really smart, not to get up there and espouse his beliefs, but to give a message that brings all of them together and what they've accomplished.
After a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here!
Yeah, he certainly knows how to get everyone going, to get their courage up, which is what they need. But he also just dropped an important detail that comes back later as far as something from the first movie. I'll say it in a moment.
Tonight, let us make them remember. This is Zion, and we are not afraid!
Bravo, Morpheus. Very well done. He said for more than 100 years. Morpheus, when he's telling Neo what they know about what year it is and their past, that it's closer to the year 2199. We also meet the architect in this movie. He says that they've destroyed and rebuilt Zion 5 times. If each of those times is at least 100 years, then it is way past 2199. I mean, sometimes after Morpheus gives a rousing speech, it's just time to dance. It's time to have Club Zion. You know, just flow with the beat, you know, bunch of sweaty people. There you go. Neo and Trinity have other things in mind.
I can't lose you. You're not gonna lose me. You feel this? I'm never letting go.
Yeah, that's unfortunately a promise you can't really make with the kind of life they live. They both put themselves in danger on a regular basis.
Good night, Zion.
Oh, that's pretty. Made me think of the false sky that they have in I.O. in Matrix Resurrections. This is interesting, too, for Smith to find a way into the real world. So this is where we realize that we have a somewhat bigger problem than just 2 Smiths. I mean, if you think of him basically as a virus, that's basically the only motivation of a virus is to spread.
Have you ever been to the engineering level? I love to walk there at night. It's quite amazing. Would you like to see it?
Yeah, I think we'd like to see it too. Interesting to see some of the machinery that keeps Zion running.
If we wanted, we could shut these machines down.
We'd have to consider what would happen to our lights, our heat, our air.
Yeah, every choice has a consequence. And everyone relies on something, whether they know they do or not.
There is so much in this world that I do not understand. I have absolutely no idea how you were able to do some of the things you do. But I believe there's a reason for that as well.
I thought as he was talking about that, he talked about machines keeping them alive while other machines are coming to kill them. The machines are in that situation too. I was about to say, well, the machines don't have humans keeping them alive, but they do, actually. Humans provide their power. If they got rid of all the humans that they're using for their power supply, then they would all die. All the machines would.
Bane, is something wrong? No, I'm fine. We'll see you.
He's even he even speaks like Smith and has some of the same mannerisms.
Am I still in charge of our defense system?
Of course.
I believe I need every ship we have if we're going to survive this attack.
I believe our survival depends on more than how many ships we have.
So, more people are starting to believe, or at least believe enough to think that Neo needs to be allowed to proceed toward whatever goal it is that he's pursuing. Some people, I'm sure, fall in the middle and just like, we need all the help we can get. So, if there's something Neo can do to make our situation better, we need to let him do it.
You seek the Oracle. Who are you? I am Seraph. I must apologize. For what? For this.
I mean, if the Oracle is in hiding, they have to be very careful. And I'm assuming there are people who could show up trying to pose as Neo to get close to the Oracle. So they seem pretty equally matched. Neither one of them are really getting the upper hand. Quite the identity verification process. A little more complex than just clicking the little box to say you're not a robot. Ah, and we learn in this Matrix movie how the doors work, how they let you travel through the system.
The hell they go?
Are you a programmer?
He is a program.
My goodness, look at you. You turned out all right, didn't you?
This has to have been the last thing she did She had to have passed during production. She was so great in this role.
Let's get the obvious stuff out of the way.
You're not human, are you?
Well, it's tough to get any more obvious than that.
How can I trust you?
Just have to make up your own damn mind.
I mean, that's the case with anybody. It doesn't matter if she's a program or she's a human. You don't know for sure you can trust her or trust anyone. Anyone can betray you. Cypher certainly did.
How can I make a choice?
Because you didn't come here to make the choice. You've already made it. You're here to try to understand why you made it.
The biggest thing that was just revealed is that not all machines and programs are on board with what the machine world is doing either. Some of them think that it would be better to live in peace with the humans.
Why help us?
I'm interested in the future. The only way to get there is together.
The Oracle said it right there. They continued building off of it.
Every time you've heard someone say they saw a ghost or an angel, vampires, werewolves, or aliens, is the system assimilating some program that's doing something they're not supposed to be doing.
I like that kind of lore. That makes sense. It's like all of this folklore, well, that's just, errant programs, or at least in the scope of the Matrix, it makes sense. I mean, that's what a deja vu was. They made that part of it too.
The door made of light. What happens when you go through?
I see Trinity. She starts to fall.
Do you see her die?
Oh, that's where he sees that. I didn't know that they were together. I thought they were two separate dreams.
Are you saying I have to choose whether Trinity lives or dies?
You've already made the choice. Now you have to understand it, because you're the one.
You're the one whether you want to be or not. And that usually ends up being a bad thing. It means sacrifice and eventually, martyrdom, basically.
You will need the keymaker. He disappeared some time ago. He's being held prisoner by the Merovingian.
What does he want?
What do all men with power want? More power.
Yeah. If I could point out one part of this whole franchise that I don't like, nothing against the actor. I just don't like the part. I don't like this dynamic. It's the Merovingian. The Merovingi, however you say his name.
I'm sorry about that. I surely am. But for what it's worth, you've made a believer out of me.
I feel like this is the last. I don't think we get another scene with her in this role. It's sad.
Surprised to see me?
You left him a package. Why would you be surprised?
Then you're aware of it. Our connection. I don't fully understand how it happened. Whatever happened for a reason.
I get the feeling that this was definitely not the plan for Agent Smith, but I think Hugo Weaving was just so good in this role. They're like, okay, we're going to bring him back and really expand this to be like the anti-Neo.
I killed you, Mr. Anderson, and then something happened. You destroyed me. Now here I stand because of you.
I mean, he was right on the edge already. He was about to pop. He wasn't exactly stable even for an agent.
No denying purpose. Without purpose, we would not exist.
It is purpose that created us. Purpose that connects us. Purpose that pulls us.
True. A program needs a directive, a purpose. If it no longer serves the specific directive it was created for, then it will need a new one in order to continue to exist.
We're here to take from you what you tried to take from us. Purpose.
Of course, what is his purpose if he ends up taking over the entire system? Where do you go from there? Because that's what he kind of wants to do. They do a pretty good job of this whole scene. There's not really any false notes except for you can tell when we get to the CG parts, then those start ringing a little hollow. But again, it's 2003. Let's cut some slack there. Just the one that goes flying up to hit the second floor wall.
You. Yes, me.
I mean, he's just turned in everyone. Civilians, people who have been freed from the Matrix, other agents. Yeah, I mean, no matter how good you are, how do you fight an infinite number of Agent Smiths? That had to hurt. I don't care who you are. Well, Neo's got a weapon. CG. Again, 2003. Also, the thing you got to give respect to is how long it took to choreograph all this. This is a lot. I mean, yeah, not the parts they did with CG, but everything else. All the wire work and all the actual fighting. Crazy.
It is inevitable.
Did he mention he can fly? Can you fly? They put a bowling pin sound in there. Strike. Well, you guys want to get a drink? All right, fine then. I don't need any of you. I'll go make more friends. Literally.
It was Smith.
Yes.
Now there's more than one of them.
A lot more.
Yeah, there was like 100 of them or more.
Somehow he's found a way to copy himself.
Is that what he was doing to you?
Felt like I was back in that hallway. Felt like dying.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Basically means that it's what those people feel, although luckily not permanently, I don't think, if I'm remembering right.
2 volunteers to aid the Nebuchadnezzar.
Captain Soren of the Vigilant.
Captain Soren's a real one. Morpheus appreciates it.
We should volunteer. What? You have gone crazy. Listen, shut your hole, Bane, before I put you in one.
Yeah, Smith, you're not in the Matrix now, and you're not a captain, so you might want to back off a bit. Maybe you should have copied yourself onto a captain.
Hard for any man to risk his life, especially if he doesn't understand the reason.
Captain Niobe of the Logos will answer the counselor's call.
Yeah, you really shouldn't have said that, Locke. Especially the part about any man. I don't know if she's the only woman who's a captain, but you basically invited her to stand up and do that.
Why?
Because some things never change, Jason. And some things do.
I forgot they're together now. So maybe this is the beginning of the end of their relationship.
What can you see, Neo?
Well, it looks like every floor is wired with explosives.
Bad for us.
Here we go.
I would say bad for you. Or bad for somebody. Somebody's paranoid about having control. Needs to be able to blow up the building on a moment's notice.
We are here to speak with the Merovingian.
Of course. He has been expecting you. Follow me.
You know, they do that a lot after the fact. The Merovingi does that as well. Of course, I knew that. Feels like he's BSing. He just wants people to think he knows everything. If you really know it, say it before it happens. Ah, I didn't remember we saw that family in this scene, or at least the father.
I have heard so much you honor me. Please sit. Join us. This is my wife, Persephone.
Not that I mind Monica Bellucci being in this movie. I think she's a decent fit, but I don't really like his character very much.
We are looking for the keymaker.
To look for him is to be looking for a means to...
We know the answer to that question.
But do you?
You know, maybe part of it is I don't know if we really ever see him exercise his power. He's supposed to be this kind of all-powerful person. Maybe we needed to see it. He seems kind of like a pompous con man.
Cause and effect.
Everything begins with choice.
Choice is an illusion.
The only power that we see him exercise is this thing with the cake and this blonde woman over here.
That woman. My God, just look at her.
Which is pretty creepy when you think about it. Definitely the part of this movie that probably aged the worst.
Very special dessert. I wrote it myself.
Yeah, basically a digital version of roofying somebody. You know, pathetic, disgusting, horrible.
You can see it, Neo, yes? She does not understand why. Soon the why and the reason are gone.
Yeah, this is really much less disguised than I remember it being. It's pretty about as direct as you get.
The keymaker is mine, and I see no reason why I should give him up. I drink too much wine. I must take a piece. Cause and effect.
Yeah, real subtle. Also, interesting that you think that you're going to tell them to go back and deliver that message to the Oracle, and they're actually going to follow what you've said. Or he probably knows they're going to do something else.
What happened happened and couldn't have happened any other way.
How do you know?
We are still alive.
If you want the keymaker, follow me.
I mean, honestly, it comes down to the fact that he's such a pompous jerk, because if he wasn't, then she wouldn't be a spurned wife that was willing to help them.
Get out.
Also, the hint that she's in the men's room and he's not there, using the facilities as he should be.
I want you to kiss me, as if you were kissing her. You love her. She loves you. Just a sample.
Why don't you sample this instead?
I mean, it is over the line, but it is a fairly simple request for what they want, I imagine.
Why should we trust you?
If I don't deliver you to the keymaker, she can kill me.
I mean, that's pretty fair. And she will, too, at a moment's notice. How good a kisser are you, Neo?
Forget it.
Okay.
Oh, it's getting serious. The glasses are coming off. I'm sorry. I like her in this movie, but I'm not believing that guy was ever like Neo. Not even slightly. Not even when they first got there.
I envy you, but such a thing is not meant to last.
I did for a second when I first saw this think that she was about to walk over to Trinity and say, "Now you." That would have been interesting. I want to kiss both members of this couple. I mean, the way they utilize back doors in this system, pretty convenient way to travel.
Not again.
Not so convenient for Link, trying to keep, tabs on him.
How many people keep silver bullets in their gun?
You can either run to the restaurant and tell my husband what I have done, or you can stay there and die. He's in the ladies' room.
Well, not as hard to terminate as they should be, apparently. As you said, if you come prepared. Also, the fact that she sent him to get her husband. That's the thing. It's this whole back and forth game. She wants him to be there so he can see that she's ruining his plan. Although, if he could really see all the cause and effect, how he didn't see this coming, I think reveals more about how much he is a con man.
My name's Neo.
Yes, I'm the keymaker. I've been waiting for you.
You don't say. The guy in the little room with all the keys is the key maker? Crazy. I just wanted her to walk up to him and say, "How didn't you see that?"
What cause?
How about the lipstick you're still wearing?
There's no lipstick?
She wasn't kissing your face, my love.
For this, supposedly fearsome program that he's supposed to be, how is he such a pathetic coward?
A game. It is only a game.
So is this?
And a con man. You have one thing you're supposed to know, information. You're supposed to know what's going to happen before it happens, yet you didn't see that coming.
Get the keymaker.
Maybe it was that. Maybe the people thought the ghosts were stupid. I can see that a little bit.
You know your predecessors had much more respect.
It is funny that the mural on the wall behind him seems to mirror the shooting at him a little bit.
Kill him.
I mean, if the bullets didn't work, I don't have a lot of confidence in, hand-to-hand combat or your bladed weapons. I mean, whether you're bleeding from that or not, that was pretty impressive to be able to stop it, that it cutting off your hand. Maybe it's because the fight scenes were kind of more grandiose in scale rather than visceral and kind of, have a more of a sense of like a gritty reality, even though they stretch reality a little bit.
God damn it. I have survived your predecessors, and I will survive you.
Yeah, I think that's part of the thing. He's supposed to be this big, fearsome guy, and he just doesn't feel like it. You just don't buy it,
Quick. We move along. Run!
I feel like the goal with the characters like this was to give them something like a new challenge to fight, something that might be harder than agents, or at least difficult in a different way, maybe. I mean, this is pretty cool, and I'm always up to see Laurence Fishburne get a fight scene. I don't really think we got to see very much of that in the first movie.
You're all the way up in the mountain.
Really?
No kidding. Is that what's out this door?
Where are they?
500 miles due south.
And we're going to see how fast Neo can fly 500 miles. Really Superman time.
Get us out of here, Link.
The exit I got near you is the Winslow overpass.
Off the freeway.
Oh, look out behind you.
Ooh. Yeah, you might want to be directing him, especially if he's got them right on his tail and heavily armed.
You always told me to stay off the freeway.
Yes, that's true.
You said it was suicide.
Then let us hope that I was wrong.
You have to follow the rules until it's time to break them. And when you run into a situation like this, it's time to break them. You have to improvise sometimes. Again, all of this in the effort of heightening. We have now multiple factions with multiple different goals surrounding Morpheus and Trinity, but also the Keymaker. I mean, it's short range, but it certainly is a new challenge, fighting what's essentially a ghost inside your car. There you go. Got him out of your car, at least. Oh yeah, you still have a problem with agents surrounding you. Just when you think you've gotten rid of one problem, you have another one. Alright. It's another problem down, at least for now, but more on the way.
Trinity, get him out of here.
Come on!
That's convenient. Pick a motorcycle. Any motorcycle. And she just happens to have a guy who probably has a key for one. I mean, that's a badass moment for Morpheus, but I don't know if I buy that. But again, we haven't had much opportunity to see Morpheus flex his muscles, so glad to see him getting some fighting time.
Motorcycle.
Wait. Cancel that. You are handy.
But that's what I'm saying. That's got to be more than luck. How did he know what key they would need? I get the feeling he can see the future and the Merovingi cannot. That truck driver has a story to tell. I had a woman steal a motorcycle right off of my truck as I was driving it. Crazy. I have no idea where she came from. I guess we're doing all kinds of stuff we're not supposed to today. Something they wouldn't expect. Going the wrong way on the freeway. Yeah, Keymaker gave you the slip, and you least expected it. Surprised you didn't just take over the driver. But again, we need a fight scene. That was his favorite tie, too. He's going to be very upset now. Surprising they can bleed. Doesn't seem there be any reason for that. Hey, she knew how to be there at the right moment. Seems like she and Morpheus might make a better team than she and Locke. Coming back up with some momentum. Ooh, poor lady was just trying to get home with her groceries. There you go. Almost didn't make it out of that one.
Every alarm triggers the bomb. Did he say bomb?
Yeah, he said bomb. Pay attention. Come on. What else you doing?
No electricity, no alarms.
But you'd have to take out a whole city block to kill the power to a building like that.
Not one, 27.
27 blocks?
That guy is only there to repeat or reaffirm everything that the Keymaker says. Did you say this? Okay, just checking for everybody else.
Only the one can open the door, and only during that window.
How do you know all this?
I know because I must know.
Probably because he helped build it, too. It was his function, until they didn't have any use for him anymore.
I see providence. I see purpose.
I see Sentinels about to take one of your ships, unfortunately.
What if I asked you to stay out of this?
Why?
Please.
That might be the one thing she's unable to do. Especially if she sees you in peril.
I can't help thinking, what if you're wrong?
Then tomorrow we may all be dead. But how would that be different from any other day?
I mean, very true. You guys have a life where that could happen at any moment. Their whole life is risk. It's just about taking the right risks.
Death can come for us at any time.
Death is about to come for them right now, unfortunately. Ooh, they didn't count on sabotaging their ship, which I believe that's what that was.
What if I am right? What if tomorrow the war could be over? Isn't that worth fighting for? Isn't that worth dying for?
I mean, you have to give Morpheus credit about one thing. He's good at motivating people. Saying, hey, we could always die, but we might have a chance to make a real difference here if we take this shot. But now you just lost an entire ship. Which is another reason Trinity's going to end up in there.
There. They're still inside, but...
They're not moving.
Yeah. They are now down a crew.
Call Neo now.
Too late.
I lost them. Everything's still operational.
So I'm trying to remember what this means. They're locked in there? Is that what that is?
As soon as they open that door, it's all over.
I will not stand here and do nothing. I will not wait here to watch them die.
Trinity, we're talking less than 5 minutes.
I believe it coming from Trinity. But again, he had to know there would be something that would motivate her to come into the Matrix anyway.
That's as close as I can get you. You better go somewhere in this.
Hey, Neo might be the one, but Trinity has never failed to be impressive. Hence the shot we've seen a couple of times now, I think.
What do you want, Smith?
I want exactly what you want. I want everything.
Would that include a bullet from this gun?
I mean, that's quite a threat. But yeah, he's not necessarily really worried about dying. That's a problem.
Hold it right there, little lady.
Don't call Trinity little lady. If you do, you get flipped with a kick. That's what happens.
Join us.
Ooh, 3 of them at once. That's even more than they tried on Neo. Cut to people just trying to have dinner at home or something. It's like, we lost power again? Jeez. We paid our bill. I mean, they know how to run it right up to the line, don't they? Ooh, Keymaker is a lot of things, but he is not bulletproof, unfortunately.
It was meant to be. You know which door.
Yeah, after all this waiting, it's time to see what's behind the door that he's been dreaming about, that's haunted him. Maybe this was part of it. Maybe they expected there to be something impressive and epic behind this door, more than kind of just a bureaucrat, really, or a programmer, a curator, an architect, as it were.
Hello, Neo.
Who are you?
I am the architect. I created the Matrix.
I mean, what do you say to the guy who created the prison for all the people in the world, pretty much? Also a glorified power station.
Why am I here?
You are the eventuality of an anomaly which, despite my sincerest efforts, I have been unable to eliminate from what is otherwise.
Also, I know he's supposed to be the ultimate in intellect, but overly complicated language for your average audience is not necessarily a good idea.
The Matrix is older than you know. This is the 6th version.
Whether no one told me, or no one knows.
Yeah, I think I forgot some of the details of this conversation. Keanu had to record all of these different variations. That's funny.
The problem is choice.
And so what has the potential to be Trinity's final fight begins, with a whole lot of wire work.
The answer eluded me because it required a lesser mind, or perhaps a mind less bound by the parameters of perfection. If I am the father of the Matrix, she would undoubtedly be its mother.
It's a interesting way to put that. A lesser mind or a mind less bound kind of immediately turns on it. I don't think she would appreciate you referring to her as a lesser mind. She'd take great exception to that.
You are here because Zion is about to be destroyed.
Every version of Neo just said bullshit to you.
Rest assured, this will be the 6th time we have destroyed it.
6 times. So at least 600 years. Probably more.
After which you will be required to select from the Matrix 23 individuals, 16 female, 7 male, to rebuild Zion.
You need human beings to survive.
There are levels of survival we are prepared to accept.
You know, I know we need the movie, but it would seem as though at this point the machines would have figured out a way, or would have dedicated themselves to figuring out a way to unscorch the skies. Because if they had been able to do that, they'd be able to switch back over to solar power, and then they wouldn't need people at all. Seems like it'd be seen as a weakness on their part to need a resource like this as far as how they see humans.
She entered the Matrix to save your life at the cost of her own. The door to your right leads to the source and the salvation of Zion. The door to your left leads back to the Matrix, to her, and to the end of your species.
So this then asks the question. He's supposed to be able to see everything. Is he unable to see what Neo is going to do to prove him wrong? Or is that the purpose?
If I were you, I would hope that we don't meet again.
We won't.
I wish they had met again. Just because, you know, prove him wrong. She has unfortunately entered the wrong timeline. But at least Neo's been dreaming about it all this time, so he has a chance to figure out what to do about it. Okay, I don't think anyone's going to be using that level of that building ever again.
It's moving faster than anything I've ever seen.
I hope I wouldn't have wanted to park my car on that street. Every car on this street is destroyed. Maybe this is it. I mean, at this point, I just want her to be okay, so I don't care. But maybe this is it.
The bullet is still inside. Trinity.
Yeah, maybe a different way for this would have been better. But to be honest, they're kind of mirroring what happened to Neo at the end of the first movie. Maybe that's why we should have gone a different way.
I know you can hear me. I'm not letting go. I love you too damn much.
Although he's using his power to do it, not just love. I mean, to be fair, he just has to keep her alive long enough to get her out of the Matrix.
Can't take this.
Harold Perrineau are great for some comedic relief in moments like this.
In 24 hours, Zion will be destroyed. I was told it would happen.
By whom?
It doesn't matter. I believed him.
Yeah. Don't have time to explain who the architect is. You just have to trust him on this. He knows what's happening.
The prophecy was a lie.
I don't believe that.
How can the prophecy be true if the war isn't over?
Yeah. We're at a moment where Morpheus even has to face a crisis of faith.
What are they doing?
They're just out of EMP range.
It's a bomb. We have to get out of here now.
You know, that's an interesting thing. I didn't even know if the surface would be habitable, where they could go out there anymore. Breathable air or anything like that. And also to see the death of the Nebuchadnezzar.
I have dreamed a dream. But now that dream is gone from me.
Yeah, things are not looking great, having to face down sentinels on foot, on the surface, in the most vulnerable position they can possibly be in.
I can feel them.
And the first sign that Neo's power exists outside the Matrix. I mean, he took down 3 sentinels by himself. I don't think anyone saw that coming.
Neo!
It's the hammer.
But his vitals are stable. What about you?
Yeah, you know, she was shot in the heart, but Neo got it started for her again. Now she's all right. Maybe that's what it was. It was just too easy a fix, you know? Should have been more risk there.
An EMP was triggered, but
5 ships were instantly down.
it was a slaughter.
They started digging again. We made a quick pass to look for survivors.
You found one?
Only one.
So he came out to work against the humans in the war against the machines, to take them down or to keep them from being able to fight back, cause 5 of their ships to be lost. That part, I'm sure, made people angry. I know it made me angry. Let's go to the wrap-up. Well, what to say about The Matrix Reloaded? Did I enjoy watching that this time through? Sure. Was it a perfect viewing experience? Of course not. I think I said after watching the first Matrix movie, there wasn't really a false note in the movie, and I think that that's probably true. I don't know if there's anything that kind of was eye-rolly. It's like, they didn't need that. Maybe. I don't know. Certainly not the most complex story, but as far as a cohesive movie, as far as the visual style of the movie and the flow of the story and everything kind of working together, I feel like it worked pretty airtight. For this movie, obviously, they leave a big hole at the end, come back for the conclusion, because the third movie was coming out within only a few months. I mean, we looked it up before. So that, it's annoying, is just leaving it on a cliff like that. Tune in next time for The Matrix. They could have at least brought it to some kind of a more satisfying conclusion, even though we knew they were continuing on to a third movie. And there were certain things that had slightly a different feel than the first movie that maybe didn't play quite as well. Certain things that were maybe too easy. I mean, it does feel like anything that was wrong or anything that, you know, was a little eye-rolly could have been fixed pretty easily. I mean, I don't think any of us are sad to see Neo be able to save Trinity. And there was somewhat of a mirroring of that scene to the scene at the end of the first movie where Neo, for all intents and purposes, is dead and is brought back essentially by Trinity in a different form, but is brought back. I think it was more this kind of thing with Trinity that she's dead, and then all of a sudden Neo just decides nope and just brings her back. So maybe that was just a little too easy. Maybe it should have been harder. Maybe it should have had to work for it more. It should have been more in doubt. Just adding a little bit more to that as far as the writing of that part of the movie would have probably helped a decent amount, I would imagine. There are people who think maybe they went too far with the ghosts and, you know, all these other kinds of things. I liked the idea of what the Oracle was talking about, you know, vampires or ghosts or different like things, spooky things you hear legends of are actually programs not doing what they're supposed to. I would have liked to have seen a representation of that maybe where they were scary, like it was imposing, you know, like you see them maybe even represented as vampires or these different fearsome creatures, but then reveal somehow to be something different, kind of rogue programs within the Matrix, you know, have it connect to that, but have it be scarier, more imposing. I mean, the whole Merovingi thing, and this is nothing against the actor, it's nothing against any of it, it's just, except that character and that whole kind of world surrounding it. He was supposed to be this big, scary person, and he was a Weasley coward. It was kind of a letdown. You know, okay, have him be this kind of powerful figure, even this maybe like kind of mob boss figure, or just this rogue program who really enjoys being able to basically play God and have whatever he wants. Maybe take out the creepy roofied cake part, digital or not, But instead of making him a Weasley coward, make him scary, make him imposing, like show the audience why he is feared. We never saw that, and even though the fight scene in that mansion that followed us meeting him used a lot of wire work and fancy moves and things like that, there was something missing as far as the sense of risk, I think, the sense of like real danger. It's difficult when you have a situation with someone like Neo who has become this kind of all-powerful individual, and he's so overpowered. You have to find a way to still put him in peril. You have to find a way for there to still be danger. And I feel like they kind of did that with the whole Smith thing. That whole dynamic of, okay, well, you are this savior figure within the Matrix. You are this all-powerful figure that they've been waiting for, and you're starting to realize your power. Well, here is your opposite. Here is the Antichrist, essentially. And not only that, he is able to replicate himself. So there is an infinite number of him. And he's almost as powerful as you are. Or his power, at least, is increasing. But again, fighting an infinite number of him. This is a good way that you can actually put Neo in peril. And like him even trying to turn Neo. Would have been interesting to see that happen more often. Again, with more of them trying to do it and Neo really having to fight it off to keep it from happening. Just certain things like that. But I would say the dynamic with Smith worked a lot better. But you then get to a point, because of the existence of those things and because you've elevated in certain places, where, I mean, I said it during the movie, I was glad to see Morpheus getting some more fight time. But fighting against your average agents now, even though it's still difficult for Morpheus, it feels like we've elevated past that. So it feels like it creates kind of an imbalance because we have people operating on different levels. Just more of a cogent strategy there. Again, I feel like the movie, even if you made changes, you don't need that many changes. But just some key changes here and there, I think, would have made a real difference. The architect, when we meet him, I don't think you take out the part with the architect. I don't think there's any problem with that. I think that you have been building up to this whole time. Maybe you make the situation feel like it has a bit more gravity. Maybe you make him a bit more imposing. But also, just to show how smart he is, don't overcomplicate the language just because you can, just for the sake of itself. You're going to lose a lot of the audience and they're going to get annoyed. It's like, you can make him sound smart without purposely overcomplicating his language. But really, with the characterization of the architect, I know he was supposed to be a different type of a character, but the way that they represent the Oracle, especially the way Gloria Foster played the Oracle, she did such an amazing job. And they didn't make her this, mystic fortune teller kind of thing, really taking the word Oracle literally. They made her a wise, no-nonsense woman that anyone might have living in their neighborhood that they might meet, but there's something deeper to this one. And she knows all kinds of things about this computer system world, being a part of it, and has valuable information that you need, but also the attitude and style that she brought to that role really cemented it in something impressive, really made her character a standout in both the first and this movie. And even the woman they get to play her in the next movie, I think, does a pretty good job. I don't know if I would say she surpasses Gloria Foster's portrayal, but they could have used something like that, something of that gravity in a different direction with the architect, I feel like. So those are just a few little changes. Overall, it's still a good movie. I still like it. I still think it's a solid entry into this franchise. And we will see how this part of the story ends next week when we watch the third and final movie in the original trilogy. And then beyond that, when we continue to the fourth movie, which is potentially, if the fifth one does well at all, potentially the first movie in the second Matrix trilogy. So we shall see. One more time real quick before we get out of here, I want to be sure to invite you to check out the Patreon. The full-length reaction to this movie is available over there right now. Also, we have the exclusive full-length reaction to the Animatrix over there right now. There's other full-length movie reactions over there, exclusive television show reactions, all kinds of stuff. I hope you go check it out and consider becoming a patron. Any support that you offer over there or over here is always greatly appreciated. And speaking of over here, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, click the bell so you can see when I'm putting out new videos. And also a special thank you to my Seen Everything patrons, Aunt Vess and Stevie. Thank you so much for your support. That is it for me on this one, folks. I will see you next week for the third and final Matrix movie of the original trilogy, and then we will continue on to the fourth movie. And I will see you on the next video. Take care.